You have been dreaming about this trip for years. You've watched the documentaries. You've saved the Instagram posts. You've told yourself that one day, and now you are finally ready to book. But then you hit the question nobody warned you about, Uganda or Rwanda. And suddenly the trip gets complicated. One permit costs $800 and the other permit costs $1,500. One takes 2 hours to reach, the other takes 10. One feels like the luxury resort, the other feels like you are hacking through a real jungle. Both claim to be the best. So which one is actually right for you? That is exactly what this video answers, and by the end, you will know with zero doubt which country deserves your money. Here is the thing most comparison videos get wrong. They list the facts, permit prices, drive times, star ratings on lodges, but they never ask the question that actually matters. What kind of the traveler are you? Because Uganda and Rwanda do not just offer different price points, they offer completely different experiences. And choosing the wrong one, even if it is cheaper, can turn a once-lifetime trip into a once-in-a-lifetime regret. Before we get into the numbers, I want you to answer this one question honestly. When you close your eyes and picture yourself on this trip, what do you see? Are you deep in a raw ancient jungle, mud on your boots, sweat on your face, pushing through dense forest until you stop, and suddenly right there, 3 feet in front of you, a silverback? Or do you see yourself arriving at a stunning lodge on a volcanic hillside, waking up to misty mountain views, and walking into a bamboo forest where everything is organized, beautiful, and exactly as expected? Hold that image, we shall come back to it. Let's start with something you are already thinking about, money. A Uganda gorilla permit costs $800. Rwanda costs $1,500. That is a $700 difference per person. And that is before the flights, lodges, or transfers. But here is what the number doesn't tell you. Uganda adds 10 hours of road travel each way. Rwanda adds 2. So, yes, Uganda saves you $700 on the permit. But if you are flying in for a short trip, the time cost of getting to Bwindi is real. A bumpy, dusty, beautiful, but genuinely exhausting 10-hour drive through southwestern Uganda. For some people, that drive is part of the adventure. The local villages, roadside markets, watching the landscape shift from city to the jungle over 10 hours. For others, especially if you are older, you have joint problems, or simply have limited time, that drive is a barrier, not a feature. Rwanda solves that problem. 2 hours from Kigali, you are at the park gates. No debate, no trade-off, just there. Let's talk about what actually happens inside the forest, because this is where Uganda and Rwanda feels most different. In Uganda, you are in Bwindi impenetrable forest, and it earns that name. The terrain is steep, the mud is real. The guide may literally cut a path in front of you with a machete. Treks can last anywhere from 1 hour if you are lucky to 6 or 7 hours if gorillas have moved deep into the forest that morning. Nobody guarantees an easy day in Bwindi, and that is unpredictability. For the right kind of the traveler, it makes the moment of finding the gorillas feel earned, like you fought for it, like the forest tested you and you passed. In Rwanda, Volcanoes National Park is more accessible. The bamboo forest is beautiful but less dense. Treks are genuinely shorter. The paths are more defined. Some people call it easier, others call it more refined. But here is something both countries share, and that is important. The moment you find the gorillas is the same. Bro, you stop, you crouch down, you slow your breathing, and then you see them. The mother is nursing her infant, the juvenile raking with a branch, a silverback anonymous, ancient, completely unbothered by the presence sitting 20 feet away from you. Watching the same, you are watching him. And in that moment, whether you are in Uganda or Rwanda, every dollar, every hour of the travel, every muddy boot and arching leg disappears, because nothing prepares you for that feeling. Nothing. What each country is actually best for. Let's make this simple. Choose Uganda if you want the rawest, most immersive gorilla experience on earth, you have the time for the longer trip. You want to combine gorillas with a big 5 safari, lions, elephants, hippos, without flying to a second country. You are physically fit and you want the trek to feel like an achievement. Or you want to do the gorilla habituation experience, 4 full hours with gorilla families instead of 1, which Uganda offers and Rwanda does not. Choose Rwanda if you have limited time for 5 days or fewer. You want luxury lodges with mountain views and seamless logistics. You would rather not spend 20 hours in a car across your whole trip. You are traveling with the older family members or anyone who needs easier terrain, or you want to combine gorillas with a city break in Kigali, one of the most beautiful, clean and surprising vibrant cities in Africa. Now, I want to address something most travel videos never mentioned: the fear underneath all of this research. What if I spend all my money and I don't even see the gorillas? It is the fear that keeps people up at night, the one that turns a dream trip into a spreadsheet. So here is the honest answer. Both Uganda and Rwanda have extremely high gorilla sighting success rate, often above 95%. Rangers and trackers go out there before dawn to locate the families. By the time you start the trek, the gorillas have already been found, so you don't need to worry. You will most certainly see them, but almost certainly isn't guaranteed, and no responsible operator will promise you that. Something the forest does not control. What a good operator can guarantee in operation: the right information before you go, the ranger who knows this forest like his own backyard. Now, I want to address something most travel videos never mentioned: the fear underneath all of this research. What if I spend all my money and I don't even see the gorillas? It is the fear that keeps people up at night, the one that turns a dream trip into a spreadsheet. So here is the honest answer. Both Uganda and Rwanda have extremely high gorilla sighting success rate, often above 95%. Rangers and trackers go out there before dawn to locate the families. By the time you start the trek, the gorillas have already been found, so you don't need to worry. You will most certainly see them, but almost certainly isn't guaranteed, and no responsible operator will promise you that. Something the forest does not control. What a good operator can guarantee in operation: the right information before you go, the ranger who knows this forest like his own backyard, support if the unexpected happens. That is what separates a good tour from a great one, and that is what the right operator gives you. Here is what nobody tells you about this decision: there is no wrong answer. Uganda isn't better than Rwanda. Rwanda isn't better than Uganda. They are different expressions of the same extraordinary experience. The gorillas don't care which country they are in, and in the hour you spend with them, you won't either. What matters is that you go, because this is one of those rare trips that doesn't just give you a memory. It gives you a new understanding of what it means to share this planet with another living thing. People who do this trip don't come back the same. They come back quieter, more grateful, more certain about what actually happens, and they spend the rest of their lives telling other people to go. So here is what I want you to do right now. Not tomorrow, right now. In the comments below, tell me one thing: Uganda or Rwanda, and why? Because the act of writing it down is the real step toward actually booking it. And if you're ready to go further, the link is in the description that takes you to a free trip planning guide that covers permits, best time to go, what to pack, and how to choose the right operator without getting overcharged. Over 12,000 people have used it to plan their gorilla trek. It takes only 5 minutes to read. It saves weeks of research. Click the link, download the guide, and take your dream trip off the same day list, because the gorillas aren't waiting forever. And honestly, neither are you.